Hi, this is John from Chicago area, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a video on the bike trail that I ride on almost every day. It's about a quarter mile from my home, and I know if you watch some of my other bike videos this year, I've done some pretty exotic trails, the Hurricane 300, the Ride the Rockies, Ragbri, and the Great Divide Trail, Section 2. So this is just as interesting, really. It's a neat trail. It's a gravel trail. It's about 31 miles long, and I generally ride about 27 miles of it each day. And a lot of wildlife along there. There's deer, a ton of squirrels, chipmunks, birds, egrets, blue herons, sand-billed cranes, and snakes, frogs. I've seen almost everything out here that there is, and most days I'll see something out here. But it's a gorgeous time of year, the fall, to get out and ride. And just to say a few things about bike trails in the Chicagoland area, I think they're pretty good. Along almost every river the Forest Preserves own, and that's what this one is. It's the Lake County Forest Preserve District owns the land along the DesPlaines River, about a mile-wide section that runs the length of the county, and they put the bike path on it. Other trails that are similar would be the Fox River Trail. Again, it's in the floodplain of the Fox River. That one's paved, and that one's really nice. I think it's 46 miles long. And then there's the some other notable trails in the Chicagoland area. Of course, is the Lakefront path. It's 20 miles, part of the Burnham Plan for Chicago, and that's one of my favorite trails to get out and ride on. I do it several times per year. There's also the Illinois Prairie Path, a lot of rails to trails type paths. So that's the other source of trails in the Chicagoland area. And then next trail in is a rail to trail. It's Robert McClory Trail. Runs up and down the about 2 miles in from the lakefront. It's between the DesPlaines River Trail and the lake. And that's a 25-mile trail. I think there's probably, I heard there was over 500 miles of trails in the Chicagoland area, and this was about 10 years ago. I'm sure it's probably almost double now. So I think people in Chicago are fortunate to have these trails. They're quite nice. They're maintained. Most of them are maintained quite well, and it gives people a chance to get out and ride. You don't have to travel 1,000 miles or 500 miles. It's something that's doable. Like I said, I get out and ride a little over 2 hours each day. This is the little creek coming in from the side. There was a beaver dam on it. They just took that out, and with a little backhoe. I'll show that video here. And there's things going on all the time. This is a pretty section here with the leaves changing. Most of those are maples. There's also sections with oak and other hardwoods. So the surface is crushed limestone, fine gravel, and they keep it well maintained, so it's a fairly fast surface. And with the popularity of the gravel bikes now, although you can ride this with a road bike, I used to ride this with my road bike all the time, but now that I have a gravel bike, I'm using that. This particular day, I was riding my hardtail mountain bike with 2.4 inch tires on it. My Pro Caliber, and it works really great for riding. I did speed the video up a little bit, I think 50%, so you're seeing a little bit more of the trail without looking too bad. You know, it's not really zipping by. So I did speed it up a little bit, and this is basically a 12 minute video showing 10 of the 27 miles that I ride each day. It starts at Wadsworth Road, or just south of Wadsworth Road, and it goes to Independence Grove, which is a pretty nice development that the Forest Preserve District built out of old gravel quarries that are on this trail, or alongside this trail. All the bridges, we just went under a bridge there. There's very few road crossings. Most of them are not at grade. The trail here just went underneath Grand Avenue, and it goes under Washington Street. So it goes under the Tollway and Belvedere Road, and it also goes over back a little ways. We went over Route 41. So the separation of grade is really nice for a bike trail. It makes it a lot safer for kids to go on. But there are a few crossings. I think in this video here I cross one road. But it's really nice to be able to get out and ride on this trail. This is Washington Street here we're going underneath. Occasionally, if there's a big rainfall, like over 3 inches, it'll come up and start to flood out the trail. You can ride, if the main trail is still good, you could go over the roads and carry your bike, or ride across the top of the roads and get to the other side and keep riding. So I would say in a typical year, the trails are probably, the bridge underpasses are non-passable for about 2 weeks at a time, and there's probably a week that you can't use the trail. Although in the spring it does get muddy with the gravel, so there's probably another couple weeks and maybe a week in the fall that the trail is not usable. They do have restrooms along the trail. We have one coming up in about a mile here. And it's a nice amenity to have. A couple of them are flush toilets. This first one after this road here would be a pit toilet type thing, but they're well maintained and they're pretty good. One of the restrooms along the way, and it's another pretty area there with the leaves going down to the river. This next bridge section is a bridge they built along the river, parallel to the river, overhanging the river, and this is a nice touch that they did make that continue. And then we go underneath Belvedere Road. And we start to go up a hill here. In my 27-mile section I ride, it has a climb ascent of 414 feet, which over 1,000, or say over 100 miles, it would be 1,600 feet of climb. So you do get a little bit of climbing, not a lot since it's a river trail, it's following the river, but it does have a couple bluffs you're going up. Again, this is a pretty section. I love pedaling in the fall with the leaves. Lower humidity, cool, but not too cold. starting to get into winter. Today's ride, it was had to wait till 10 o'clock before it got above freezing. If you get a chance, look at some of my other videos, especially from this year. I have the Hurricane 300. It's a 300-mile loop in Central Florida. There's a race on it each year, and I did the ride a week before the race to take a look at what the terrain was like. It was a lot of fun. Then Ride the Rockies. It's I think that's been going on for a little over 30 years, and I've done it 7 years, and it's normally it's a 6 or 7 day ride in Colorado, and there's normally about 30,000 feet of climb, and it's about 500 feet or 500 miles in length. And it's a spectacular ride. And then, of course, the RAGBRAI, that's your it's your largest and probably longest organized bike ride. There's normally about 15,000 people in that. This is coming up next year to the 50th ride, or 50th, 50th ride. And then the third video from this year was, or the fourth video was the Great Divide, Section 2 from Helena to Culture Bay, and then to Jackson Hole. It was about 500 miles. Again, it took me 8 days to do, and that's almost all gravel, a little bit of pavement, but mainly gravel and dirt type roads. If you have any comments or questions, please leave those in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.